Hey folks, today is Friday, January 16th, 2026. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to give you all the video game news that has been going on this week. Hope you're doing well, wherever the heck you are in the world. The first thing we got to talk about today is Bethesda and Elder Scrolls 6, but this is kind of like a funny, kind of off-key potential explanation for why the whole announcement to actual release of Elder Scrolls 6 has just been a long, delayed, drawn-out thing. So former Bethesda lead artist Nate Perkypile did an interview with Esports Insider, and he essentially suggested that when they announced Elder Scrolls 6 E3 2018, they did it because they were also announcing Starfield officially at that same time, and he suggested that they didn't want audiences to be pissed at Starfield for quote-unquote like getting in the way of Elder Scrolls 6 or something like that. His quote is this: "My assumption was always that we were announcing Starfield and it had been so long already since Skyrim that we needed to make sure people were not just pissed at us. It's a very expensive way to do that though. Those trailers are not cheap." Which sounds crazy, but who knows? In the world of PR, messaging, and trying to save face, I could see something like that, but it is so crazy because it was so far drawn out. Like they hadn't even started working on the game, I bet. Like they knew they were going to make it. They had some ideas, and Todd Howard and a lot of other people have went on record about this as well, just saying like, hey, we are going to make it eventually, so we wanted to let you know so you would leave us alone. The interview is pretty good. It's worth checking out. I linked it in the description down below with everything else I talk about, all the news, all the sources and stuff like that, because this former artist from Bethesda also goes on to say that like it's taken so long just because Bethesda has the luxury of time with it. They are justified to take a long time with it because there's so much pressure on it. The follow-up to, a new Elder Scrolls game is already big, but the massive success behind Skyrim makes the pressure that much more. What do you think? It still feels like the next Elder Scrolls could be God knows when, but I'd love to know what you think. Do you think we're going to see it sometime this century? Do you think it was smart for them to actually announce it so far back? Let me know what you think. Next up, this next story, a really cool God game has kind of been re-revealed, or it's cool depending on who you ask. I'm mixed about this one, but this is Masters of Albion. This was previously announced last year. This is Peter Molyneux's new game, the creator of Fable, yes, one of my favorite RPGs, but also the man behind so many incredible games, God-style games like Black and White, Dungeon Keeper, and now he's back with that kind of formula, essentially a clicky hand game. That's kind of like the genre I always called it, but Masters of Albion does look ambitious. Part town builder, part tower defense, part RPG, part God game, part action. Like you can take control of citizens, you can build up your towns and defend them. It just looks cool. The trailer's a little weird. The gameplay sometimes looks like a mobile game ad, I'm not gonna lie, like one of those fake ones. But I can't help but just be interested because I love all the previous games. Peter Molyneux, of course, if you're like a younger gamer, if you're new to this stuff, has a reputation for saying a lot and talking up his games a lot and having these big, crazy pie-in-the-sky ideas that don't always come to fruition. Still, with all that and the amount of the amount he gets made fun of over the years, I still genuinely tend to enjoy his games, and this is his studio, 22 Cans. This type of genre, this subgenre of like strategy city builder thing, a God style game, we don't see a lot of these anymore, so we thought it was worth at least highlighting. I really have no idea whether or not it's actually going to be good though. I want to be upfront with that. It could be a disaster, it could be pretty cool. I am definitely going to check it out for myself as a former fan of the other stuff, but it has a release date now of April 22nd. Now, before we keep going, just think about 2026. You think, new year, new you step outside into a giant puddle of slush, at least if you live here on the East Coast of the United States. New year, we gotta get out there, we gotta get some fresh air, we gotta touch grass, but sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate, and neither do your shoes. But thankfully, the sponsor of this video, Vessi, has you covered with that. If you don't already know, Vessi provides comfortable, dependable footwear that we have been loving for years now, but not only that, they're 100% waterproof. Yes, that's right, your feet are protected, you're not getting soaked out there, but they don't feel like waterproof shoes, but you get that freedom. With the weather being so so unreliable. These bad boys are at my door, ready to go any time of day for any occasion because it's always mud or slush or rain, and these things are unbeatable. They got colors, shapes, varieties for every type of person, situation, but lately I have been rocking the Stormburst. They come in both low and high top versions, and I use and abuse these bad boys all the time because they have an extra grippy, thicker sole, nice, stretchy, kind of sock style, comfortable fit, just good, dependable stuff. Our go-to shoe here is low maintenance, comfortable, and solid. Plus, worry-free 30-day returns and exchanges if you want to check them out, plus a full 1-year warranty. So stay dry, don't let slush slow you down. If you want to check out the Stormburst or any other kicks, just click the link in the description down below or head to vessi.com/gameranx. Get 15% off your first pair plus free shipping, plus that 1-year warranty and 30-day returns. Once again, that is vessi.com/gameranx for 15% off your first pair. Check them out, and big thanks to Vessi for sponsoring this video. The other big thing this week was the Resident Evil 9 or Resident Evil Requiem showcase, which highlighted a bunch of stuff, some more gameplay of both Grace and Leon, and let me tell you, the Leon gameplay is insane. More roundhouse kicks. Now you can roundhouse kick guys into walls and then set them up for a stun and then do another attack on them. They showed the hatchet at work. You can sharpen the hatchet. You can also pick up dropped enemy weapons like a chainsaw. The Leon gameplay is insane. I absolutely love it. It looks crazy. They also announced cool things like the return of ink ribbons, multiple difficulty modes, Switch amiibos coming, but they didn't actually show what they look like. But also for me personally, it's like the zombies and like some of the lore and like the story stuff they're setting up. I'm really excited to see how this goes down. That being said, they do show a lot here. Besides just highlighting this big cool Requiem pistol, they did kind of show a boss that I would have loved to have just seen and been surprised by and scared by playing the game myself. If you played Village, you might know what I'm talking about with a surprise in House Beneviento. So I would say, if you don't want to get spoiled, don't check it out. If you're like me, you're already excited to see what's going on with this game. But either way, all the info for this is linked in the description down below. It's definitely one of my most anticipated of the year, but that's because I love this shit, man. Been there since day one. Now Leon has a cool Porsche car. Let's see what happens with this. They almost got me wanting to replay Resident Evil 6, which I know might sound insane to some of you, but Resident Evil fans, we're built different. In other news, this made headlines this week, and I kind of just wanted to do this as like a conversation starter with you guys. Crimson Desert, the upcoming massive open world RPG, it's big. It's really big. So Pearl Abyss's Will Powers representative did an interview talking about the game, and he described how big the open world is, at least twice as big as Elder Scrolls Skyrim's and larger than the Red Dead Redemption 2 map. That seems really big, but this game also, I've checked it and I've previewed it. It's got a lot of stuff in it. It's like chock full of content. It's like kitchen sink throwing gameplay elements at you. So I still hope that it's going to be quality over quantity. It seems like they're going to be able to jam pack this world with stuff, but that is pretty big. That being said, you are able to like have special movement abilities and you can like fly on a dragon and stuff. So maybe that giant world size will feel just right. Either way, let me know what you think about like world size and this type of stuff. Is it dangerous to always push bigger and bigger worlds to the sacrifice or detriment of quality? Or do you not care and you just want the biggest thing possible? Do you want the entire planet Earth simulated in your next open world RPG? Let me know what you think either way. Also, in some downer news, it does seem like it was a bad week for VR because Facebook or Meta did a significant amount of closures and layoffs with all their VR game development studios. Even if not a lot of the studios are closed, they did a significant reduction of workforce on a lot of studios like Cloudhead Games, the people who made Pistol Whip, Skydance, who was apparently working on a big Harry Potter VR game, and then the people behind Supernatural, like the one good, kind of like a Peloton subscription of VR exercise. It was like their one good thing. That's now on life support, as well as the studio Camouflage, the folks behind most recently Batman Arkham Shadow, which is probably one of the best VR experiences and one of the better Batman games. We don't know where things are going to go now. It is disappointing, specifically because Meta is one of the biggest investors in VR, yes, but also VR game creation. They were hiring, they were funding, they were buying and getting these projects going. and now they're scaling back. I don't really have a positive way to end this one, but hopefully VR still hangs on because VR games are cool. Also, two smaller announcements. A game we talked about in a lot of top 10s called Sand. It's like a competitive, like team-based multiplayer shooter where you kind of build giant robot desert crawler spider things and you command them and you fight other ones. Kind of like the spiders from Wild Wild West. Not to like, reference a movie that everybody hated except me, but we've mentioned this one quite a bit just because it seems a little different. It's got a unique spin. As of right now, it finally just got a release date. It is launching March 2026 on Steam and PlayStation. Also, speaking of PlayStation, it does seem like Fable might be on PlayStation 5 day one. We don't know for sure, but VGC's Andy Robinson did say that he heard that Fable will be coming not as an Xbox exclusive or like a delayed PlayStation 5 release, but a day and date Xbox PlayStation release. I think that's a possibility for sure. Xbox's strategy is definitely changing, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case for Forza Forza Horizon 6, he said, but for now we don't know. It's still technically rumors and speculation, but we'll probably know a little bit more because that Xbox showcase is next week, and one of the games they're highlighting is going to be Fable. So we'll just have to wait and see for sure. Also, there was a report suggesting that maybe we know Grand Theft Auto 6 is definitely going to have online, because I know that sounds like, yeah, obviously water is wet, but Rockstar hasn't actually said anything official about multiplayer yet at all. But there is that whole court thing with Rockstar Games seemingly firing people just for unionizing, and they said it was like they were leaking company secrets. The court stuff did come out, and it seems like it's kind of just innocuous small stuff that these people were chatting about in a private Discord. I am not a lawyer. I won't speak to that stuff, but it does seem like in those small messages, one of the things, and Rockstar didn't want this public in the court proceedings, but they were mentioning something of 32 players. And 32 players, of course, was something that was GTA Online. So maybe people are thinking 32 player multiplayer is returning again for this new GTA 6 Online. Who knows for sure, but it sure is a messy situation regardless. And I'm curious to see how the multiplayer thing goes. Is it going to launch with multiplayer day one? Is it going to be a little bit of like a delayed multiplayer release as we saw with Grand Theft Auto 5? Some of you watching were probably not even born when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. It's been so long. But yeah, that was a thing. I'm curious to see if it's going to happen like that again. Who knows? Also, in terms of game releases this week, we got two. We have Code Violet. Code Violet was that game that kind of looks like an Unreal Engine 5 thing where it's like you're a sexy girl fighting dinosaurs, kind of like a Dino Crisis thing. Look, that sounds right up my alley, but apparently this game is really rough, really undercooked, and people are comparing it to Mind's Eye, saying it's even worse than Mind's Eye. I haven't checked it out for myself. We might make a video on it, but that released this week. Also, Hytale released in early access. I did get to briefly check this out, hop in. It's been cool. It's just cool that this is finally like a thing after so many years in the works and Riot Games and them canceling it, and then the original developers getting the project back. And it seems like it's potentially a really cool contender as like a Minecraft competitor. It's got a lot more going on, great movement, more in-depth combat, a lot of creativity, good graphics, definitely some bugs, and it is definitely still early access. Like, it definitely needs more content and things to do, but it seems pretty promising. Also, switching over to kind of like video game adjacent stuff in expanded media, Lego announced Pokemon Legos, like an Eevee, a Pikachu, and this cool one featuring the original 3 starter Pokemon, which just looks cool as hell. These prices are insane, and I think people are going to go insane for these things, and the launch of them are going to be a shit show because Pokemon has gone so far beyond video games now. Remember, it used to just be like a little gamer thing. This is where we're at now. This is crazy. Also, just at the time, like it leaked, but also Nintendo announced a Lego Zelda set, which is Ocarina of Time themed, and it's like the Ganon boss fight, and it looks cool. It's not a lot. Like, it's not like, it's not like a whole castle or a Hyrule field or anything like that. It's kind of small, but another one that is expensive, and that's just the name of the game with Lego, man. That shit ain't cheap. Also, we got a look at Sophie Turner as Lara Croft for the Amazon Tomb Raider series. And I am genuinely surprised that they went for the classic Lara look. She looks like she's from the 90s. She's got the tank top. She's got the little circle sunglasses. So we'll see where this goes, but that reveal was better than I expected. Also, we know who is playing Kratos in the God of War Amazon series thing. It is Ryan Hurst, who played Opie in Sons of Anarchy, but more notably, he played Thor in God of War Ragnarok. I think he did a really good job with that role, but he's going to be live action Kratos. So that's interesting. I still don't know if I want to see like God of War 2018 or that type of thing put on the big screen. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. At least they made a cool choice here. Also, the Fallout TV show is going strong, but Amazon just announced a Fallout Shelter reality style show. They put out a little cool teaser video and casting signups. Like you can sign up and choose to be in this. They are essentially going to put people in a vault and have them all kind of compete to like special perk themed things. That's cool. I'm not a reality show guy, but I will watch something like this because the Fallout Shelter game I really loved, and just like the concept of vaults put into reality TV, like a real world or road rules challenge type thing, I think is a really cool idea. If it's anything, maybe people are all going to fight and hate each other or have sex or try and kill each other. Who knows? But I think it's a good idea. You can sign up legit and like try and get an audition for that. I hereby nominate Mr. Matty Plays. He should be on this. Either way, though, that's all the news this week. A lot of crazy stuff. So let me know what you guys are thinking about everything we talked about. Elder Scrolls 6, when the hell we're going to see it, why they announced it so far back. Crimson Desert, do games need to be that big? Resident Evil 9, are you looking forward to these weird, creepy zombies that still have a little bit of like a human element to them? You want to kick people in the face and curb stomp people as Leon, as much as I do? And of course, what are you playing this weekend? Let us know in the comments and reply to the pinned comment because it helps for our research. Legit. Thank you. But that's all I got for you this week. So thank you for being here. Clicking the like button helps us. Follow me on social media, Instagram, X, Letterboxd, whatever. Just look up Jake Baldino. That's it though. Really, I'm like stuttering because I need more coffee. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great weekend. Be safe. I'm Jake Baldino. Pizza's on me.